Trump is thinking to himself, this is going to be awesome because I'm going to go in, I'm going to pull Venezuela in Iran. I know they don't want to fight me. I killed the supreme leader, 86 years old. He's going to die anyway. He's not that popular among the Iranian, the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, the IRGC, because they're the ones that really run the country. I'm going to have this huge military force that shows what I'm capable of doing. Then the rest of the Iranian leadership, they're going to want to work with me, just like they did in Venezuela. So that was reason number two. And then the most important reason. The most important reason is that unlike Trump's first term, where he had people around him that were patriotic first and foremost to the country, and when they had disagreements with Trump, they let him know. And they leaked. And they also were willing occasionally to do what they could to undermine an incompetent decision that would hurt the country. And we saw that whether it was with Mike Pompeo or Mad Dog Mattis, right? All of these people who were much more independent, strong actors. This time around, Trump has some really good advisors, people like Marco Rubio and Scott Bessent. He also has some staggeringly incompetent advisors, like Pete Hegseth, for example. But what they all share is that they are first and foremost loyal to the president. And they will not tell him. They won't push back. And what he hears from them is shaded towards how brilliant he is. And that makes him think that he will be more successful even when the military thinks this is a horrible idea. And we just saw this with the reporting from the head of the Joint Chiefs, Dan Kane, who clearly thinks that this is a really bad idea and understands that the military scenarios are super dangerous and that the Iranians will be able to shut down the strait. And every military in the U.S. for the last 20, 30 years has gamed out how the Iranians could shut down the strait in a major conflict. And Trump hears very little of that. And he's taking away, I'm incredible, I'm confident, I'm going to make this happen. Those are the reasons he went in.
And so he thought it would be take out the supreme leader, then they'll negotiate, we'll get a better deal, we'll have a political system there or political leader there that is obedient to us.
Yeah, it'll be maybe, it won't be a day, but it's not going to be a month.
And what actually happened?
That did not happen. What actually happened is the Americans took out, well, the Israelis took out the supreme leader and also took out a lot of the military leadership that the Americans had been speaking to, which is why Trump came out and he said, well, a lot of the guys we're talking to are dead now, so we don't really know who to work with. He said that even if it's true, and it was, you don't want the president saying that, right? He has no filter. Which is one of the more interesting things about this presidency. What happened is the Iranian leadership was taken out. The response was immediately what they call this mosaic situation, where they decentralized the military decision-making to local commanders because they were worried that the high-level commanders, if they were on cell phones, if they were engaging with other commanders, the Israelis would know where they were and they'd be able to assassinate them. So then suddenly the Iranians were taking shots at Gulf states, at critical infrastructure, and stopping transit from the strait.
This is one of the questions I had is, in several interviews that Trump has done, he alludes to the fact that he thinks he's talking to the right people. Do you really believe, I know there was a meeting recently in Pakistan where they sent J.D. Vance in to negotiate with Iran. Do you think anyone is running Iran at the moment? Is there leadership in Iran? Is it possible to negotiate and control all of these dispersed forces at the moment?
First, the honest answer is it's impossible to know, because this is right now, the internal decision-making of Iran is extremely buttoned up, and they ain't talking to anyone about that. Mm-hmm. But it's very easy to assess two things. First, that their ability to make centralized decision plans and implement them is real. So when their biggest gas field is hit and they say, we're going to hit you back in return, they are able to implement on that in short order. So we've seen a number of occasions in the last 5 weeks where Iran has gone from statement made by the foreign ministry and by spokespeople to action taken by local commander in Iran, which implies that there is a centralized structure.